My name is Charlotte Lashombe, and this is my Data-Informed Solution Plan for Jefferson Community College. The SUNY system is comprised of 64 campuses, of which 30 are community colleges. In 2014, there were 459,550 students in all SUNY schools. Of those, 239,791 were in undergraduate programs, in which 161,986 were in community colleges. JCC is located 30 miles from the Canadian border and the St. Lawrence River. Its rich history and scenic views offer a plethora of outdoor activities for students that are outdoor enthusiasts. Located close by is an authentic Rhineland castle, whitewater rafting, a still functioning drive-in movie theater, and during the summer, the reenactment of a pirate invasion in Alexandria Bay. The Tri-County area of Jefferson, Lewis, and St. Lawrence counties is fairly rural, but there is still some major competition when it comes to higher education. 5 of the 8 choices are SUNY, and 3 of these are private universities. One of the main reasons JCC can remain so competitive is because it is still less expensive and can offer the student the chance to get the core requirements out of the way before transferring to a different school. In 2013, the Center for an Urban Future found that JCC had the highest graduation rates from completion day statistics. Every fall, it seems more students come from New York City. Any educational budget that gets funding from a government agency will be dependent upon the whims of the administration in charge. College administrators have to play games, cut programs, freeze spending, and fundraise to meet any shortfalls that may arise from lack of funding. Economically, this can impact students in a rise in tuition, which can trigger the need for them to work as well as attend school. Diametrically contrasting this can also be a time when school is trying to expand to try and draw more students in. Technology has grown by leaps and bounds over the last decade, and JCC has tried to grow with it. The infrastructure and bandwidth has had to expand with an eye toward the future, and as always, the privacy of students' data is not only important to everyone that works at JCC, but it is federal law under FERPA, or the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. Environmentally, JCC has moved toward a greener campus by moving toward paper cut in fall 2015, which will limit the number of copies a student can print before being charged, promoting becoming a paperless by using the portal or Blackboard instead of printing, selling tree seedlings yearly during Earth Week, and having activities that promote the same. JCC has some amazing strengths. Its personnel is amongst them due to the fact that many of them have been here for a very long time, and turnover is rare in the full-time faculty. The degree programs are strong and geared toward either a terminal degree or a cohort with a partner school. The size of the school is also a strength as well because it offers smaller class sizes, so students have more access to the instructor. On the flip side, like many other schools nationwide, due to budgetary constraints, adjuncts are getting hired at a higher ratio. There's no permanent individual space for these instructors, and many students get frustrated trying to find them. JCC's opportunities include the desired expansion of the campus, which includes the addition of 2 further residence halls and a large complex that would house the administration, continuing education center, and the partner schools. Threats include retention of faculty, adjuncts mostly, but the major threat would be military deployment of the 10th Mountain Brigade. 35% of JCC's student population is either a soldier, spouse, or a child of a military member. Generally, when the soldier deploys, the spouse goes back to wherever they are from. Not only does JCC become affected, but the entire area suffers an economic loss. The forced move to SunGuard banner, now Aleutian, 8 years ago was a mandate handed down by SUNY, the State University of New York. To disregard this directive could have seen JCC lose its SUNY designation. The move from system they had at the time was done fairly quickly, as there was no central data warehouse and all legacy data imported was exactly as it was. Data being retrieved is difficult due to non-standardization without the proper protocols, and data mining and historical analysis was nearly impossible. The decision makers can be many on a publicly funded college. Ultimately, the Board of Trustees, but the day-to-day operations rest on the president, then filter down to the individual department heads. All must follow standard budgetary guidelines and purchasing procedures. The only department outside the scope of the college is the FSA, or the Faculty Student Association, which runs the bookstore, residence halls, and cafe. The implementation of a central data warehouse would help the flow of information greatly between JCC and the FSA, as they use this information for their Seaboard software used for the student IDs. The proposed actionable BI solution is Ellucian's Enterprise Data Warehouse and Operational Data Store. If JCC wishes to move forward on their ambitious 5-year plan that includes the expansion of grounds and buildings, this solution will support the justification for continued and increased funding from both the county and state if the analysis and reports show the upward tick in FTEs. Moving to a product other than Banner, EDW, ODS does not make fiscal or logical sense since this product marries with the student system JCC uses now. The highest impact will be felt by the Institutional Technology Department, as they will be responsible for the heavy lifting of collecting the data, and they will also be the department that already has the majority of the legacy data outside of the individual departments that kept Access or Excel databases. This department will also do end-user training for the individual departments that will be impacted as other modules go live. The timeline is ambitious at only taking 3 years, barring consultants having to travel through one of the biggest snow zones to get to JCC. The first and important training and implementation segments is the ODS. This is essential to getting accurate and consistent data, providing a common definition of data, support institutional standards, and provides a stable view of operational data while maintaining information from multiple data sources. The second segment, EDW, will start once the ODS has been implemented. This training will be more for those that are in the front offices and need to be able to pull reports quickly and find standardized data. As opposed to what JCC had with its legacy system, this will allow 2 offices to find the same information. This segment will also take the longest to implement, as it encompasses many more offices as each module is being done individually. The fact that JCC has operated and grown for over 50 years without a centralized data warehouse and without formalizing or standardizing how information is obtained or put into its system is amazing. The benefit of a centralized data center is that it seamlessly aligns the performance, efficiency, and business value of the IT infrastructure with the needs of the business. Historically, JCC departments have made decisions about student information in silos. Employees just put in however they wanted. JCC's future state is to optimize the many features that the Banner software can offer the institution. The forced migration to the student system led to the discovery of the portal system, as this was a complaint of the students that they had to remember several different usernames and passwords. From there, it was only little research to determine that a centralized data warehouse was the answer to much more. To close the gap between the current and desired state, the implementation of the Banner ODS EDW would solve many of the decision-making challenges that have faced the powers that be when trying to use non-standard legacy data. This solution will offer self-service standardized data models, operational reporting with customizable dashboards, ETL, trend analysis, governmental reporting requirements, reduce implementation and support costs inherent with integration, as it is pre-built to work with Cognos BI and Oracle Discoverer software. The data collection methods will be collected from multiple sources, including the legacy student systems, transcripts, Access databases, Excel databases, applications. The management of the data requires that strict controls are placed on the data so privacy is upheld. The drag and drop capabilities, web-based report authoring and analysis, and dynamic integration with MS Office will offer the entire campus the information needed to pursue the college's mission and goals. The CRISP DM methodology will be used to gather the data needed for the project. The BI workgroup will determine which protocols and standards the data must meet as the project moves forward. Because the ODS EDW is an all-in-one solution, there will not have to be much modeling done beforehand. Data will be collected, cleaned, and input into the new system. This solution offers analysis and monitoring functions that are specific to higher education. The mandatory and compliance reporting activities are time-consuming and tedious that can affect funding and accreditation if not completed. The reporting functionality is manageable, reliable, and critical to the college's business function. Another module that the college can implement as part of the Banner family is colleague reporting, which allows administrators, faculty, or executives access to information to help solve existing problems or to plan for the future. The total cost of implementation of this solution is relatively small at $1,024,356, even for a small community college. The majority of this cost is the salary of the employees because they basically have to work double what they normally do because they are still responsible for their normal duties on top of this project as well, especially Sue and Jeff as they are the only two programmers that IT has. The greatest anticipated benefit is the ability to procure trend analysis that will allow EMSL to make projections for budgetary purposes since they rely on county and state funding to augment. Since JCC likes to keep its tuition low for its students, finding ways to raise the enrollment rate is fundamental. The mundane and seamless benefits will be the consistent information, aid in completing job tasks, compliance with student mandates, and faster access to data. On a side note, when I spoke with the director of IT about this project, he told me that there was actually no justification and no ROI expected as they wanted the warehouse. The implementation of this BI solution would allow JCC the ability to formulate data-driven decisions. The potential impact of these decisions are the fulfillment of the 5-year plan and the continued expansion of JCC.